It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Working Woman Wednesdays edition of That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. This is where we talk with some of the professional women from the Tampa Bay networking group called Working Women of Tampa Bay. Learn more about this over at workingwomenoftampabay.com. A lot of great networking events going on throughout the month, and a lot of coffee connections and meetups and just small events that are going on constantly in and around the Tri-County area. And so similar to what we do at TBBO, we do probably less events that are larger. Working Women does a lot more smaller, but they also have some signature big events that go on throughout the year. So we work very well hand in hand with one another. You do not have to be a business owner either to be a member of the Working Women of Tampa Bay networking group. A common misconception and confusion point between the two, since Tampa Bay Business Owners, aka TBBO, is for business owners. For any professional woman is invited into the group over at workingwomenoftampabay.com. We'll be hearing from Jessica Ravelli towards the end of the program today, giving us an update on the upcoming Dress for Success event, and we'll also be hearing from Carol Parrish, president of EWGA, a golf chapter here with women golfers or something about that. So we'll learn about that today on the program. Up first, though, we have Brenda Steele McCrimmon. She is the president and CEO of Joel Worldwear. So Brenda is with us on the phone line. So Brenda, welcome to the program this morning.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Jamie. Good morning to you.
And so first off, tell us a little bit about what Joel Worldwear is, and then we'll kind of talk to us, the community, about how this came about.
Okay, well, what we are is we are a fashion company. We buy clothing, accessories, and jewelry that's handmade by artisans and designers around the world who have been affected by war, by conflict, by human trafficking and slavery, and by several other things like natural disasters and other economically challenging situations. And we buy from artisans on every single continent, including North America, right here in the United States.
Okay, so you're helping people that are affected by war in other countries by providing them a marketplace, essentially. So you buy their products, and then what? Do you bring them to the States, or are you essentially an importer of products from overseas? And is it necessarily all overseas dealings with your company?
Well, we buy from, specifically we buy from women's organizations, non-governmental organizations. We also buy from missionaries who are out in the world helping women reestablish themselves out of trafficking, out of human trafficking, in safe houses. We buy from artisans here in America. For example, I'll give you an example. I buy hummingbird keychains that are hand-beaded by a Native American Indian gentleman who lives up in Cheyenne, Wyoming on a reservation, and he was a Navy SEAL during Vietnam. So in my opinion, he's affected by war, just like I buy from women in Afghanistan who work at a women's center who are civilians there. They are some of the most impoverished women in Afghanistan, and of course they're the civilians that are affected by war on the other side of things. So we really buy on every continent. A lot of them have distributors now in the United States of America, so we can buy directly from their distributors, but we're a retail outlet. We actually have an online store, and we have a little shop in Tampa. We share a shop with Sarah's Karma Chic Boutique on Bay to Bay in Tampa.
And so you must have some unique products then that come through your store if you're buying products from across the globe. Give me an example of just some of the products. You mentioned a hummingbird keychain. I think that's what you had said there. Give me an example of some of the stuff that is in your store, both online and in the storefront.
Sure thing, sure thing. So in the clothing line, we have a line of clothing called Sadara. And Sadara are actually, the nickname for the pants are punjamis, although women wear them as everyday wear as well. But along the bottom of the capri pants are actually recycled Indian saris. Sadara supports a lot of women's groups in India. We support a group called Free Set as well as Sadara. These women are women who were actually born into brothels, raised in brothels, and were expected to kind of stay in the brothels and stay in the line, but they refused, and they wanted to find another way in life. So they work with Sadara, and they work with Freeset. We also buy eco bags from them. So the bags that you take to the shopping center, instead of getting plastic bags in the grocery store every time you go to shop, you can take one of the Freeset India eco bags that are all vegetable dyed, and you can put your groceries in those instead of getting the plastic at the grocery store if you want to be eco-conscious. So that's an example of the clothing and some of the bags. We also buy bookmarks that are hand embroidered by women in Afghanistan in a women's center. We buy shoes from Haiti. They're made from tires, recycled tires, and from the leathers of their farm animals. As their farm animals die, they recycle everything, use everything, and they make leathers for the shoes. And this was a project started by a girl who used to work for Cirque du Soleil. She went down to do earthquake relief in Haiti and started the shoe company. So we buy shoes from them. So there's quite a variety of things. We have jewelry that's hand-beaded by women who are homebound in Afghanistan. We buy table runners, tablecloths, placemats, napkins, made by women in Lebanon, by women in Jordan.
You have a variety of products.
Several things. We really do. We really do. And we also buy hand-loomed scarves made by men and women who are part of the Turkmen Women's Rights Association.
Brenda, what inspired you to want to provide products affected by war, or within that, what inspired you?
Right. Well, I'm in the United States Navy, and I've been in the military for 24 years, and I've deployed a few times in those 24 years, and I've been a lot of different places in the world. I've been blessed to see several parts of the world, from the Middle East to Southeast Asia to Africa to Europe. And my first inspiration was that everywhere I went in the world, and you'll kind of laugh at this, but everywhere I went in the world, a universal English word is shop. So everybody knows that word, quite well. But when I went to Afghanistan in particular, they would bring the mostly the men, the Afghan men, onto our bases on Fridays and allow us to have a little R&R, a little stress and relief activity by shopping at a bazaar that the Afghan men would set up, where they would sell all of their wares, their handmade things. And amongst all these men, there was one woman, and she was blonde-haired, blue-eyed. I started talking to her. She was an American woman from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and she'd gone to Afghanistan actually 8 years prior to me getting there, and she had set up a women's center where she was teaching Afghan women hand embroidery for the Western eye, for the Western woman's eye. So the women were embroidering these tablecloths, the clothing. They were embroidering on the bodices of the clothing. And I just fell in love with her project. And that was really my very first inspiration to want to bring products. She was selling a little bit in America through churches and things like that. But it was my first inspiration to say, well, maybe I can start a for-profit business, an entrepreneurial business that will support a lot of non-for-profit organizations.
Well, and you're really providing that portal, in a sense, to share all of their products with everyone around the world.
Yes, exactly.
That's great.
Now you say you call your business part of the conscious capitalist movement. What do you mean by that?
Yes, I appreciate you asking that. What we're trying to do is educate individuals everywhere, especially in America, about how to be a conscious capitalist, how to look into the source as much as you're able to, and none of us are able to do this 100%, but look into the sources of things that you're buying, and try to find the background, especially in the garment industry, which we're primarily focused on. In the garment industry, try to find the source of where your clothing is coming from. And to be honest, it'll shock you. It'll absolutely shock you in some cases to find out that there are garment factories around the world that are either crumbling to the ground with the women in them working, or burning to the ground. I mean, there's an average of about 400 fires a year that result in deaths of individuals who are making our clothing in unsafe environments, in factories that don't meet ISO standards. And wholesalers are selling this clothing to stores throughout the United States. And I guess part of the conscious capitalist movement is that it's okay to make money, it's okay to make a profit, but if it's not beneficial to all concerned, if it's hurting the person on the other end that's actually producing what you're consuming, then it might need to be a decision that you change. You might need to make a buying decision that you change. And I've tried to do that over the years. It doesn't take a lot out of you to do it, but you just consciously make a decision not to purchase certain things because there's human rights violations on the other end of that.
Don't most major retailers, support, this overseas? I mean, which ones, I don't know if you know this off the top of your head, but, which major retailers, take a stand against that? Because I know the textile industry does suffer from, those types of despair and then with the workplace.
Right. Well, I'm going to be very honest with you. When the Rana Plaza came crashing to the ground, it killed more women than were killed in the World Trade Center. And the American companies that were involved in purchasing some of the products out of Rana did not sign the pact for better working conditions in places like Indonesia. The European companies did sign the pact to agree to make sure that these companies met all ISO standards, that there wasn't loose wiring, and that the building codes were met. But most of our companies actually did not sign those pacts. So I hate to say it, but a lot of American companies have exported their human rights violations. This used to happen here back in the early 1900s, right here in New York City in America. And the famous Triangle garment fire up in New York City. It happened here years ago when we were going through an industrial revolution. Now it's happening abroad. And a lot of companies, they are turning a blind eye to it. There are those that are trying to be responsible. Some of the high-end designers, like Kate Spade, for example, is an ethical designer. So there are companies that are joining the ethical fashion forums out of Beijing, China, and London, England. But there's still a lot that haven't gotten on board.
Now, the products that you're sourcing overseas, how are you going about finding these? Because a lot of these countries don't have, easy access to the internet, the online portals. So, I mean, how are you finding the different products and getting them overseas or onto your shops?
That's a great question. Actually, believe it or not, again, a lot of these companies have links or ties to non-governmental organizations that support them right here in the United States of America, or to missionaries, and or maybe they have links through United States Aid for International Development or some of the contractors that work for USAID. So we find this through a network. There's a huge, massive network of NGO workers and of women's centers, founders and sponsors, and of missionaries. There's actually a massive network of people. And we all talk primarily through the internet. And a lot of these organizations, for example, like Khmer Creations in Cambodia, the women are producing all sorts of wonderful, beautiful things. And they are getting their stuff onto the internet with the help of one of these non-governmental organizations, either in the United Kingdom or in Canada or America, Australia, New Zealand. Most of the Western or English-speaking countries are assisting and aiding these different countries.
Good discussion here right now with Brenda Steele McCrimmon. She is the president and CEO of Joel Worldwear. You can learn more about this at joelworldwear.com. Coming back from the break, I want to talk to her about her military experience. She got drafted into the Navy at age 36, and she says she ended up in boot camp at the age of 40.
Did you say drafted again?
Not drafted, but as activated as a reservist. She, you know what I mean, activated as a reservist. So okay. I want to hear about her experience going into the military at age 40 when we come back from the break. You're listening to the Working Woman Wednesdays edition of That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews, and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews, and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation. What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Heavy traffic on the southbound side of the Veterans Expressway from Hillsborough Avenue to 275. Also northbound 275, a bit slow off the Howard Franklin Bridge. And I-75 had a couple minor accidents south of Bruceby Downs off to the right-hand side. That has traffic still slow from Bruceby Downs to I-4. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udor Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Dex Imaging. When it comes to digital copiers and printers, nobody performs like Dex. Partner with an office imaging company that puts you first. Visit them at deximaging.com. That's deximaging.com.
Today, mostly sunny with just a 10% chance of showers, high 87. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 69. Tomorrow, a 10% rain chance with a high 86.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Talking to Brenda Steele McCrimmon. She is the president and CEO of Joel Worldware. Learn more at joelworldware.com. And Brenda, you're working as a financial advisor, and then you're a reservist in the U.S. Navy. then you got activated, and you said you ended up at boot camp at age 40. Tell us about that experience.
well, actually, I probably ought to correct that. I actually joined the U.S. Navy when I was 28 years old.
Okay.
I was enlisted. I became an officer. I got my commission as an officer about 4.5 years later. And I was sent to Afghanistan. I was actually mobilized. So I was part of the reserves and then mobilized to active duty in year 2000. Well, first in 2004 and then again in 2006, this time to Afghanistan. So, yes, I was older then. And it was quite an experience. I was literally sitting in my office with my secretary and a couple of other brokers. And we were all talking, believe it or not, about my military duty. They were asking me what I did in the U.S. Navy. And I said, well, I'm a public affairs officer, and we deal with media, but there's not a lot going on. And right then my phone rang. Right then my cell phone rang, and darned if it wasn't a petty officer on the other end of the line who said, is this Lieutenant Steele? I said, yes, it is. And he says, ma'am, as of right now, you're presidentially recalled to active duty. Oh, wow. And I said, oh, my gosh, where am I going? What ship? And he said, ma'am, you're going to Afghanistan. And everybody in my office, when I said Afghanistan, they just leaned forward at my desk and looked at me with these big eyes. I was on the phone for about another 15 minutes getting my mobilization instructions. I got off the phone, and my secretary, Gloria, said to me, well, I guess your life's about ready to get really exciting. So that's literally how it happened. And about a week and a half later, I was turning over my book of clients and quitting work and getting ready to leave for a 15-month deployment. I was actually put into an Army billet, so I was leaving to go train at Fort Jackson, South Carolina for my deployment with the U.S. Army to Afghanistan.
What year were you activated back?
2006.
2006.
How do you prepare to leave for 15 months? That must be difficult. How does that happen? How does that work?
It's
especially in a week.
Right. It's unbelievable. I mean, the Navy does their very, very best to prepare us. They put us through kind of a mobilization process up here in Norfolk, Virginia, where I am right now. So they put you through a process, and they get you assigned to somebody who will call your family in your absence. They'll check on your family to see how they're doing, and they'll give you all your gear. And once you get about 4 or 5 sea bags full of stuff, they send you off to Fort Jackson. You're taught how to properly shoot an M16 rifle and an M9 pistol, and you're taught how to convoy and all sorts of other things, and then off you go. You normally go through Kuwait for your first in to the Middle East, and then from there you're headed to Southeast Asia, to Afghanistan, or some people are, at that time we're headed to Iraq or wherever. And there's not a lot of preparation. You kind of kiss your kid goodbye or your children goodbye and say, hey, do well in school in my absence. And off you go. So
have you left the world of financial advising and stockbrokering, or are you still in that as well, along with Joel Worldware?
Well, I left the world, and it was one of the hardest things I ever did. I mean, I have to be honest, I did sit in Afghanistan for about the first 2 months of my deployment, just kind of toiling over the whole issue of leaving the financial industry. But once I met Betsy Beeman, who ran the Women of Hope Project in Afghanistan, that blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman I told you about who was in the middle of Afghanistan, selling these beautiful handmade things by women. Once I met her, I just felt like my life needed to take a different direction. And I wanted to start trying to make money and help people who are at the most impoverished levels of society economically sustain themselves. And I just knew I had to take a risk. And that led to and go in a different direction.
And that led to Joel Worldware. So, Brenda, we got to wrap up the discussion.
Yeah, congratulations.
I greatly appreciate you checking in with us. So, very inspirational story to start the morning. Thank you so much, Brenda.
Thank you.
Jamie, thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Learn more at joelworldware.com. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, I'm Kelly Ham from Billmeyer Ham Consulting. Did you know that one of the biggest challenges that leaders face is getting their employees to be engaged, motivated, and producing amazing business results? At Billmeyer Ham Consulting, we'll help you transform your workforce culture from one that might be underperforming, maybe mediocre, to achieving amazing business results. You see, we realize that your workforce culture is equally as important as your business plan and your business strategy. The two must be aligned in order for you to reach your desired business and financial goals.
Carol,
hey Jim.
I just got this plan that could really help with our process here.
Okay, why don't you just have a seat and let's go over it.
Let us help you transform your workforce culture by leveraging your most important assets, your people. I want to know what's going on in your organization. Let us help you transform your workforce culture. Let's have a conversation.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Traffic. With the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer, one gentle scan of the forehead is all it takes. If only the commute were that easy. Pick one up at your local Glove Warehouse or other fine retailers.
1250 winds, Weather Center forecast. High today reaching the upper 80s once again. Partly to mostly sunny skies. Should stay dry today. Tonight's low in the upper 60s. A little cooler for tomorrow than Friday. Mid-lower 80s. Look for some rain. And that nice weekend coming up in the upper 70s. Lots of sunshine. A little bit of a breeze. Impact Radio, 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to the Working Woman Wednesdays edition of That Business Show, now with Jamie and Kelly. So if you're tuning into the program and wondering who Kelly is, it's Kelly Wilson, founder of the Edge Business Community and the Edge Business Magazine. And she also had a radio show here last year, Getting the Edge. So we welcome her to the program. Kelly, you should introduce yourself. This is your first Working Women Wednesdays, and you are a working woman yourself.
Yes, I am. And we have a lot of, I keep joking about providing estrogen in the community. We have a lot of estrogen today.
Yes. Not a male-dominated environment today. It's a female-dominated environment today.
Happy to be here.
On Working Women Wednesdays. So.
Yeah, Jessica Ravelli's done a great job with the organization. I commend her for what she's done and congratulate her on her success. She's done amazing things for the community and the women.
Yeah, and she's been a tremendous supporter of the program going back to last year. This segment, one of our most earliest segments on That Business Show. Again, the show was founded on February 2nd, 2015 after my real estate show ran its course, and I got bored with just doing radio once a week and found that to be too easy. And so I thought, I'm going to do this 5 days a week. And people are like, how are you going to do it 5 days a week? And then I decided I'm going to do it 2 hours a day. I'm like, how am I going to do it 2 hours a day? And so I just keep growing the program. Jessica's been along for the ride since the beginning. We'll hear from Jessica actually at the last segment of today's program as well. Up next, we have Carol Parrish. She is the president of the EWGA, which is a golf club for women to teach them about golf for business and for fun. So, Carol, welcome to the program today.
Welcome.
Hit the button there if you would there.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
So for people that are not familiar with EWGA, what is EWGA?
Well, EWGA is actually a national organization. So just a slight correction, I'm the president of the Tampa Bay chapter of the EWGA. We have over 11,000 members around the United States, and we have several chapters internationally in Europe, in Canada, and Bermuda. And it's about 26 years old. It's it was started by a small group of women, professional executive women who realized that they were missing out on opportunities to succeed in business because they didn't play golf.
I hear that a lot too, and I don't know either. I am not a golfer. I'm the first one to admit that. I joke that I'm saving golf for retirement. I'm looking forward to that when I'm a senior because the seniors like the golf course, I'm told. So when I become retired, I'm going to get out into the golf course. But for right now, It's daggone hot out there. I am not going out there on that golf course in Florida. Maybe if I was in a different area of the country, I'd be a golfer. But here it's just so hot.
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure how. You drive by the golf course and you just wonder how people are out on a golf course when it's 100 degrees.
I'll go out with a few people and I'll shoot a couple of
feels
holes,
like.
but I don't really. It takes me like 15 or 20 shots to get the thing down there. It's horrible. It ends up in the sand trap or in the water or in the trees, and I just wait on the beer cart to come around. I just have some drinks and enjoy the rest of the day. But you're talking about missing opportunities out on the golf course. Talk to us about this.
Well, golfing is an incredibly challenging sport in many ways, but it's also an exceptionally social one. You are basically spending time with 3 other individuals over the course of probably 4 hours, and you really get a chance to get to know people over the course of that 4 hours. Sometimes in an unpleasant way if you're not having a very good day. But you really get a sense of how people interact, how they deal with frustration, and what kind of a good sport they are in this in a situation where anything can and will go wrong on the golf course.
Now, are you a lifelong golfer yourself?
I learned to play golf, over 25 years ago, and then I gave birth to twins. And my husband and I put away our golf clubs until they graduated from high school, and I said, oh, I could play golf again. Mm-hmm. So I actually joined EWGA, which in Westchester County, New York, which is where I lived at the time, and found what an incredible organization it was. It was an opportunity for me to kind of get myself back into the game. And then when I moved to Tampa 4 years ago, one of the first things I did was find the Tampa chapter. I joined it, and 2 weeks after we moved here, I was playing in my first event down here. So it made our move to Tampa absolutely the easiest thing in the world. I had new friends in a matter of weeks.
How does the organization work with regard to the different golf courses that are around town? Do you get discounts on the clubs? I mean, how does that work?
Right. There's an annual, fairly modest membership fee. Our chapter is a year-round chapter. Obviously, there are chapters in Madison, Wisconsin, and Chicago that have the winter off. So we operate year-round. We offer leagues to women at both public and private courses. We have them at West Chase, at Countryside, at Bellevue Biltmore, and at Pebble Creek. So that's a great opportunity. And then at least once a month, we have outings, and those range from, we've done them at Innisbrook, we've done them at the Eagles. We are going to Southern Hills Plantation this coming weekend. So that's an opportunity for our members to get a great rate and an access to a private club that they wouldn't have under normal circumstances. So it's really a win-win.
Sounds like a lot of fun. What about for someone that it might not be an avid golfer?
Well, that's something else that we're really committed to, and it's really, again, that's the source of this organization, is to help women learn to play and feel comfortable on the range.
Yeah, I have always wanted to learn, but yeah, there is a comfort level when you don't really know what you're doing.
Well, we offer what we call a beginner's series with an extraordinary woman golfer at Cove K, at Pat Shriver. And this is it's a perfect way to learn to play golf. It's 4 weeks. It's 2 hours. There's a maximum of 4 people. So it's a small group. And you spend time at the range learning basic strokes. And then she takes you out on the course, which is huge. You can hit at the range, and have fun. And then you get out on the course, and it's like, where am I? So, and we also have mentoring for our beginning golfers. If you are a beginner and you're not real comfortable playing with our group at an outing, we'll put you on a scramble team, or we'll put you with a mentor. So it's all about you getting comfortable and you getting better.
Okay, and let's go to basics. What does scramble mean?
Oh, scramble means it's kind of a best ball. Everybody hits a ball, and then you go to what you consider to be the best ball, all four of you.
I've always heard that term used, but I've never actually known what it meant. So
I didn't know either. I didn't even know they moved the holes around on the green until she was telling me during the break. I learned that today. Like I said, I don't know much about golf other than you're supposed to hit it in the hole as little strokes as possible. But how often are they moving that hole around on the green?
I guess about every 2 weeks.
Wow. See, I had no knowledge of that. So now, does EWGA arrange the business mixers with the professional women or the women in the group, also with men, or are they always female-centric events?
Well, actually, we have male members, and we welcome men.
Okay, so it's not a female-only membership then?
No.
Okay,
no.
All right.
We do have networking events, and in fact, earlier this year, we did one with Working Women of Tampa Bay, which was delightful. We did it up at TPC. And it was, again, a clinic for members of Working Women of Tampa Bay who were new to golf. And they had a number of their pros out on the range giving tips, lessons. And we from EWGA were a co-sponsor of this event to encourage women to take the next step and come play.
Now, you were a marketing and brand strategy executive, recently retired, but you didn't employ golf into your normal daily business routine. You say you feel like you missed out on business opportunities. You see that's one of the reasons EWGA was founded, was to kind of get the women out on the golf course because of the relationships that are forged.
I did. The earlier part of my career, I was in financial services, and I certainly saw how important golf was in that industry. To making connections, to building relationships with clients. And I was playing a little bit back then, not, again, very well, but I could see what a benefit it was.
Now, what are the different levels and benefits that exist within EWGA? I see on just the website again, myewga.com. You have stuff classic, senior, and young professional membership.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about the different memberships and levels and what they incur or what they
Sure.
have.
Well, golf is considered to be kind of a declining sport in the United States, but actually all of the majority of the growth in golf is from women. So the young professionals is to encourage women in their 20s to join us, not have quite as much of a financial commitment, but to get them going early on. And in fact, we're also experimenting with reaching people in business school and in college. So that's a new area that we're exploring as well. We also, of course, want to encourage our senior members to continue to play, and so we have a slightly reduced fee. We also encourage, especially here in Tampa, we have a military rate as well. So we're looking for ways to attract as diverse a group as we possibly can.
So how often are you putting events together then for the members?
We have once a month, we have what we call an outing. And then numerous times we have social and networking opportunities. Many of these are through our sponsors. We did a great rum tasting with Mount Gay Rum.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Out at the Hard Rock Casino. That was a lot of fun.
So are those outings typically once a month as well?
Actually, we probably have at least one social event and one golf event every month, and then the leagues are every week.
And would you say you've seen a number of business deals transacted over these EWGA meetings out on the golf course between the women that are out there on the course?
There is no question that that the women in business, many of whom are entrepreneurs or in sales, find this to be an invaluable organization for them to belong to.
What is it about golf that brings out the deals and people? What is it about the golf?
You know, it's so frustrating. You're kind of in it together. You're not really competing against the other person. You're competing against the course. So, you know, you share the misery. You laugh over the crazy shots that you hit, and you just talk.
And there's a lot of time. So what is the average golf game? Like how long?
Well, Okay.
It depends how many holes. I
Exactly.
assume.
9 holes ideally is 2 hours. If you're in a good situation where you're not waiting, you can easily do it in an hour and a half.
Not me. I'd be there for a few hours. So, like I said, I could not hit a golf ball, and they usually ends up, in the woods or in the water. So a couple hours per 9 holes then is average.
That's right. And an 18-hole round is about 4 hours.
All right.
It sounds really cool. Okay, I think I'm ready. Like I need to learn to play golf.
A lot of business
Great.
transactions.
You will love the game. You will hate the game. You will love the game. But it's also a lifelong sport. It's something you can do when you're 90 years old.
I have thought about it for years, and it just seems like it'd be a great way to get involved with other business, professionals in the area. And so I don't know. Yeah.
Kelly has
Sounds good.
Kelly has found a new opportunity here today with regard to golf. So she's going to be your newest member at EWGA. I can see it, so.
Come join us. We'd love to have you.
All right, we got to wrap up this discussion. Carol Parrish, president of the Tampa Bay chapter of EWGA. Yes, go ahead.
One last thing.
Sure.
The reason that I'm here, another reason that I'm here, is to promote our event, which came to us through Working Women of Tampa Bay, which is a wine tasting with Jan Stevenson, who's a legendary woman golfer, at Palmacia Country Club on November 8th. A great day to have a drink. It's election day, and
I was going to say, isn't that election day?
So
a great day for an event.
There's information on that on our Facebook page, which is EWGA Tampa Bay.
All right, sounds good. Carol Parrish, thank you so much for being in studio today.
Thank you.
Coming back from the break, we got Jessica Ravelli, the founder of the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. She's going to talk to us a little bit about what's going on with Dress for Success, as well as probably some of the upcoming events within the organization as well. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn Apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal, and most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YagerFlooring.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you.
Crash on I-75 north of I-4. It's in the median but affecting the left lane in both directions. Traffic very slow northbound from before Dr. King to Fowler, southbound from just south of Fletcher Avenue to I-4. Also seeing delays still on the Courtney Campbell Causeway into Rocky Point and the southbound side of the Veterans Expressway from the airport into 275. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Bexley. Looking for adventure in a place you can call your own? Bexley, a new home community opening November 12th in Pasco County, will offer miles of trails, acres of open space, and new homes, now pre-selling. Learn more at BexleyFlorida.com. That's BexleyFlorida.com.
Today, mostly sunny with just a 10% chance of showers, high 87. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 69. Tomorrow, a 10% rain chance with a high 86.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to the Working Woman Wednesdays edition of That Business Show with now Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. We got Jessica Ravelli with us on the phone line, normally checking in at the top of the hour, now checking on the back end of the hour. So, Jessica, welcome to the program. Good morning to you.
Welcome.
Good morning. I've been listening for the last hour, and it's been so interesting. The one thing that Brenda with Joel Worldwear, wow, that's a mouthful, didn't mention, and which is pretty funny, is that they have this amazing fashion show that is going to be telling the story about human trafficking, and that's actually on Thursday the 27th. From I think it's from 6 to 8, and that's in Tampa. So if you check out their Facebook page, you'll learn all about it. But that was one of the reasons why we really wanted to make sure that Brenda got to tell her story, because I mean the fashion show is going to be out of this world, and it's the night of the 27th. So, and that's the same day as Dress for Success's fashion show, but we're doing that event during the day. So if you are a fashionista, you could actually attend Dress for Successes during the day, and then Joel Worldwear's at night if you really want to get your 8 hours of fashion show in.
I don't know, Kelly, you're probably a little bit more of the fashionista than me. What do you think, Kelly?
Oh, no, it sounds like a great opportunity and a great cause. Obviously, Dress for Success is a wonderful organization, and now after hearing Brenda's story earlier, I think that's probably why she didn't have a chance to mention the event, because we kept asking her more questions. Her story was amazing.
She really is an amazing lady, and how lucky are we that we get to experience all of these cool products that she's cultivated from around the world here in Tampa. We're going to try to do an event at her store probably around Christmas time, and we're also going to see if she'll showcase at Think Pink, which is our holiday. You've been to this, Jamie.
Yes.
I think you walked in with Christina Griffin for 15 minutes. There were too many women. And I know you did a little bit of shopping, but 300 women in one room.
I always feel out of place. Yeah, I know. And I want to stress, though, you do allow men into your organization, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
we let guys come. There were guys at the conference, especially there was a couple of dads in the audience of some of our speakers. A couple of our speakers actually flew their dads in to hear them speak. Sharon Feckety had her dad in the audience. So, and then for Think Pink, guys do come because sometimes they they shop for their wives or their girlfriends,
right?
Because they're smart. So yeah, so we're really hoping to be able to showcase Brenda's the amazing things that she's collected from around the world, both at Think Pink and to go visit her store there on Beta Bay. But if you want to catch some of her stuff ahead of time, then October 27th in the evening is her event. And then Dress for Success has their annual fashion show. I'm actually the event chair this year. I'm also on the board of directors, and that's the 27th. There's still tickets available. And our keynote speaker is Marla Wynn, who is an HSN designer, and the fashion show this year is presented by HSN, and we have $10,000 worth of prizes. So Pure Life is giving some cool sculpting. Golden Diamond Source has a beautiful piece, and then HSN has put together, this is crazy, it's an armoire that has $3,000 worth of their jewelry inside. So if you don't like fashion but you just like to win a lot of things, then that. But yeah, we have tickets available. Working Women actually has multiple tables because we have so many women in our organization that support the Dress for Success mission. So yeah, so tickets are still available. So I just wanted to pop on this morning and mention. And I wanted to say good luck. You've got your big symposium coming up next week, and good luck, because I as someone who just managed to get through a 300-person event and about to do another one in a week, I know how much work that is.
They are. So, Jessica, we appreciate the support on Working Women Wednesdays, and we'll check back in with you again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
And again, that was Jessica Ravelli, CEO and founder of the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. And again, we don't really talk about it, but men are invited into the group as well. So if the women are listening out here and like to take their husband or significant other with them to the events, they can join as well. Again, just visit workingwomenoftampabay.com and check out their registration page there for new members. Or reach out to Jessica directly, and she also invites you over to an event free of charge to check out the organization. Happy to speak with you about the benefits of the organization. So, Kelly, you wrapped up the first full week on the program. What's your thoughts?
I did. I'm feeling pretty proud of myself. I woke up very early, consistently.
And she's not normally a morning person, so it's quite the transition for her.
I just have to adjust and go to sleep a little earlier and not work all night long. But I'm getting there.
Soon you'll be going to bed at like 8 o'clock like I do every single evening. So. All right, we got to wrap up the program. Thank you all so much for listening again to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
Have a great day.
The preceding was a commercial program paid for by Maloney Productions. The opinions, viewpoints,